Hello and welcome to another video. This week we are going to look at Lightroom and how we can save an image from the shredder, if I can say so. So this image is basically the worst that you can have. It's a JPEG, it's not that well lit, and also if we are looking at 100%, you're going to see that the focus is somewhere around here, but not on the subject. So our goal for today is to rescue this image. First of all, I will watch this histogram and see if I can come up with the exposure a bit up, something like this, just for me to see the entire scene. So I want to get rid of this, and I'd like to use her as the main subject and also play around with the car as well, because this is a cool looking thing. Highlights, let's go. I want to create like a moody atmosphere. So I'll go shadows, whites and blacks. So if I go black 100%, yeah, that's good. Something like this. So this is going to be the general edit, and then I'll go step by step. Let's lower the exposure as well a bit. Hopefully you'll be able to see that properly on your computer. Right, so again, I want a moody effect. Okay, let me actually bring the contrast up, exposure up as well a bit. Cool. Vibrance, I want to have a more vibrant color on her. So I'll play with the vibrance as well. Then here I'm going to select the saturation for the image, luminance as well. So I want to go with those blues. See how the blues are affected, and aqua as well. If you start with the luminance, you'll see that basically where the color is going to pop up a bit. Let's go with the hue, something like this. Right, so we have the midtones, the shadows, and the highlights. On the shadow, let's see if we can make a greener tone or something more tonal-ish, because I don't think too much. So the way this works, if it's in the center, is not going to be affected, but the more you go up to the exterior of the circle, you'll see that you'll have full color, right? So the way I did that is I clicked on this circle and I just pivoted like this. I want just a bit of warm color, something like. Okay, let's see the highlights. The highlights you can do the same. Just play around and see what you like, to be honest. This is how I approach this type of small edits. If I like it in general, then why not? Cool. So you can introduce some more, you see. These are the mid-tones, thing like this. Amazing. And now you can see here on the left side that this lady is not that visible. But nonetheless, we're going to crop her as well. So enable, let's look at the details. There are some details in the photo here, so you can do some nice stuff. Okay, let's go back and let's add some local adjustments. So I'll go and click on this tool here that will add a mask, and I'll use the classical radial mask. So first of all, I want to bring back the car. So I will select this, and from here I'm going to bring up the exposure and move the tool around like this. The exposure, up the highlights, but just slightly. You'll see why in a bit. So shadows, move a bit, white, and let's make it more punchier. And you can use dehaze as well here, just a tiny bit. Let's add another mask. Click on this plus button. And let's add another radial one, and I want her now to be in light, so let's bring up the exposure just a tiny bit. You don't want to have like something like this. It's way too obvious. And also I want her to be, because she's not focused, I want her just to be, the central point, but not the central point. I don't know if you get me. Something like this. Cool. Let's add another one. Of course, you can use the brush as well and start painting I'll do that here on the boat. I noticed that the radial is actually looking very good. What I want to do now is make more light here on the ground. Something like this. And then right click, duplicate, move it up a bit. And from here, we will add 2 more radials. We'll add one here. We'll brighten the exposure up, contrast as well, highlight. We'll make this something like this. We'll add more shadow. So basically we go the opposite. I'm going to make this very bright. Let's make this clarity, and dehaze we want something like this, you know, like the light is coming from the car. I think this is too much, so let's make it smaller, and right click, duplicate, put it here, and let's see full screen. Yeah, I think it's I think it's too much on this, so let's click on the mask again, and you can select it, lower the exposure a bit. Okay, that is working. Let's see if we add another radial gradient, something bigger, going to be like this. Add more exposure. Click on it, right click, duplicate, something, and you can pinpoint like this. That will be concentrated here, and then just fade out until the outer circle. Let's go and hit fit. That is interesting. Let's see, click F. Okay, it's looking good. I like that one. Now let's add some details on the boat as well. So hit plus, and I said that we're going to use the brush. So let's bring basically this, like more, and then you'll be able to use the exposure. Just have, you know, the eye to catch up that edge here. You don't want to overdo it. And you can move in on the propeller as well. So everything that could catch a highlight, you just click on it. And you have here on the right side, you have the options to increase or decrease the size of it. I think we can add more lights here. And let's try to do the opposite. Let's try to introduce some shadows. So I'll hit plus. I'll do a linear gradient and go something like this, and go exposure down, and of course move it something like this. And because let's say the car is hitting her ish, it's bouncing the light all over the place, you want the left side to be more in shadow, something like that. And you can see how you can transform a simple image into this. So let's see what else we can do here. Add more clarity, not too much, and that will sharpen a bit my image. You can use dehaze to make it see more moody vibrance as well. And of course you can go and add, you know, play with the curves here. I think we are getting there. Want the red, see more color like this. Cool. All right, let's go try something. So if I go and click on this and go from clarity just a tiny bit, try to make her more, you know, sharp without introducing too much noise in it. Let's hit F. Nice. I think it's looking good. What do you guys think? Should we add more? Let's add more light here on this left side. So hit escape, and let's hit this one. Let's add another mask. brush one. Just make it like the edge will catch more light, you know. Let's see if that will work. Come on. Shadow. If you need, you can paint more. Something like this. Just the eye to catch some, you know, reflections, some light. I think it looks good. Let's try to play a bit with this hue, because I don't necessarily like it. And now exposure. What I would like to introduce here is more haze, you know, something like this. Exposure down. So it will have that, you know, that halo effect on the image. And from here I want to move this one more closer like this. Right. And yeah, don't judge. I know that the light is bouncing all over the place, but at least it's more interesting. All right, and let's close this and make it warmer from here. Can we do more? Okay, something like this, which looks cool. And of course, this is all about the taste. For me, I like this one. I saved an image that could have been, you know, sitting on a hard drive or worse, deleted. Now it gives me a bit of, you know, mood, some mystery. You know, this looks like a Scooby-Doo van. Why not? Let's crop it in 16:9. This is the ratio that I really like. And just, you know, do something like this. Go and double click. And let's see the result. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. I really like it. I don't know about you. Leave a comment below if you think that this is a good edit or a flop. Until next time, consider subscribing if you haven't. I try to post this type of tips and tricks about photography, about edits every week. Hit the like button, comment below, tell me what you think about this. Until next time, take care.